Hey folks, Vic here with your weekly trade video for Friday, July the 19th, 2024. And this video is an important one that Darko wanted to provide for our social media followers, and you're going to see a few losses that we've had this month. What we do not want to do in our service is give the impression that we only have winning trades. That's ridiculous, right? Don't ever fall for that trap. It's misleading. It's, not the reality of trading. I know that some traders or services try to give that impression, but you and I both know that everyone has losses at some point, so it's good to talk about them. In this video, Darko made a special addition to his regular pre-market analysis video that he makes for our members, where he talks about 4 losses this past month. So I clipped out that part of his PMA because we want to be 100% transparent and honest about the way that we run things and what to expect, so that our members are totally prepared. Okay, losses are okay, so don't ever get freaked out over them. And just remember, with proper trade management, they generally do not become full losses. They can, but not very often. And on top of that, our account risk is always kept very, very low, so we never get in a position of losing a lot of our account. So I hope you not only like this video, but that you appreciate our transparency. So please let us know by hitting the like button, and we would be most grateful. Okay, here is Darko to talk about these trades.
All right, let's get started, and this part of the PMA will be also posted for all social media on YouTube, and this is a weekly trade example for the week ending Friday the 19th of July 2024. And I typed in the chat room that I asked my clients that we had some losing trades, and it's super important to point those losing trades out, because I don't want to have a service when we only talk about winning trades on social media, because then I will give you the impression that if you join my service, you will only have winning trades, and that's not the case. So I will be very clear that regardless which service you join online, there will always be losing trades, and it's no different, no exception if you are joining our service. Okay, so we have losing trades, and now I will be showing you 4 losing trades. And to be honest with you, this is like the way I recall it. Like, I don't even remember having 4 losing trades like in a very short period of time for the past long time. So I don't don't hold me accountable for the amount of time. So I'm not telling you months or years or something. I'm just telling you I don't remember last time I talked about 4 losing trades in my PMA. Okay, so the first one, and for some reason no clients talked about taking a losing trade on this one. Maybe I'm the only one took this losing trade. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. There was no red flag news involved, and obviously I will briefly cover the reasons behind this trade. The monthly chart is heavily up. This is a very strong uptrend. Same goes for the weekly. Let me just zoom out. Okay, so both monthly and weekly, you have 2 time frames strongly up. And this is identical, strong, significant neckline. So this is a very strong level. Okay, so unless there were a red flag news, which there was no red flag news the way I saw it, based on the forexfactory.com/calendar. So the fill wasn't here, okay, and price reacted from that level. So what I did is that I reduced my risk from here to here. I didn't take anything off because price did not, based on the risk and the reward, this move in here was not strong enough for me to take anything off. Okay, so price went down and stopped me out for a reduced loss. Okay, you all know by now that we are risking 0.5% if we are not risk exposing. Okay, so if you have any pairs where you have the same currency in it, then you need to risk expose. And obviously I assume that you have been listening to my latest podcast episodes, part 1 and part 2. In part 1 I was talking exclusively about risk exposure. Super important. Reduce loss. No rules has been broken. The next loss was EuroCAD. I was not in this trade. because it was based on my notes, and I also double checked it. There was red flag news, time of week, in consideration, so I didn't take this, but I know one of the clients took it, and I told that client that, and by the time I was talking with this client, price was somewhere in here, okay, and I said, do not panic, because price usually, obviously not always, comes back into your entry, then you can trail your stop loss from the 4-hour candles. So you either get stopped out at break even, or you take a reduced loss. In this specific case, prices went against that specific trade. So I know some of the clients took this trade and lost. I was not in this trade, so it doesn't matter. This is considered as a losing trade, unless you obviously broke the rules, which is, if I'm not mistaken, by the time this was red flag news, right? So by the time the red flag news was about to come out, you were already in this trade. So the best way to take it is to exit that trade, because price is already going against you, and you had an opportunity to exit here at break even. But the problem with this move, it could be like you either didn't have your stop loss stop loss in order here to get filled, or maybe because of the red flag news, sometimes you don't get filled or exit the trade because of this, the slippage. So either way, this was a losing trade for that specific trader. Okay, the next one that we took was Kiwi Yen, and I will cover the reason behind that trade, because I took this trade as well. So I'm just covering the reasons behind the trades I took. So this is the second losing trade. Again, if I ask 100 traders, both weekly and monthly is in a heavy uptrend, and this happens, I know that I sound like a broken record, this happens to be an identical significant neckline. Okay, so this was the entry, okay, and price again behaved in the exact same way than the previous one that I just showed you, the first losing trade. Price reacted from that level, okay, so reducing risk from here down to here with 25 pips below this point, and took a reduced loss. Some of the clients took full losses. Okay, I'm not sure where the full losses came from, because I'm not sure if this is 25 pips below. Yes, it's definitely a full loss if you didn't do anything about the risk reduce. Okay, so that's the second losing trade. The next one is Kiwi dollar, and there is a good lesson in this. Okay, so the trade, my bias for this pair is up, okay, and the monthly chart is not cooperating right now. We are ranging, so even though that I said that on the second part of the trade, unless I get stopped out, I will leave that trade for the remaining part of the year, maybe even for next year. That was my game plan. So to take something, I got filled within, I think within this candle, because there were some red flag news in here, so I didn't take anything. But then I typed in the chat room that, did anyone get filled on, because I did a PMA and said this is a valid trade if nothing is happening. So somewhere, I didn't get filled in here because of the red flag news, but somewhere in here got filled, price went up a good chunk of pips, because this is the natural stop, right? Okay, if you convert this level into the 4-hour time frame, this is the natural stop. So 25 pips below this level, price went up. I think we went up like a good chunk of pips. So this is almost 50 pips, and it's almost 50 pips as stop loss, 38 plus 25. Okay, so it was always almost 1-to-1. Okay, so I took this trade, I took something off, and then the remaining part was down in here, and I said, you know what, I leave this remaining part, because if I got stopped out, it will be like, slightly, just break evens, maybe slightly worse than break even. And then this happens. Okay, when this happens, then you need to measure from here down to here. It's 14 pips. So I did not get stopped out on the remaining part, but something happened in here that made me, I'm not interested in this trade anymore. First and foremost, we are breaching the stop loss. Okay, we are also closing below it on my entry time frame, and we also build background space. Okay, this is the background space that I'm referring to. That means now officially this level that was super important to me as support has now officially becoming resistance. So every time you enter a trade, if this is the line in the sand, that means this is either your support or your resistance. Let's say this is your support. Okay, price gets you filled and then goes up. It could be doing any movement. Okay, and then this happens. When price is clearly establishing against you, okay, and then goes up, that's where I usually, unless I have a huge potential on my higher time frame, if I have a huge potential, I usually don't do anything. But if I don't have a huge potential, we didn't have on this chart, on a monthly chart like I just showed you, that we were in a ranging mode, then I trail my stop loss until I either exit at break even, or if this do not go up to the break even level, but somewhere in here reverses down for another leg down, then I just got stopped out somewhere in here. Okay, based on trailing that stop loss. Okay, so in this specific case, the remaining part got stopped out for break even, and I made my pips. So for me, this is not a losing trade, but some of the clients took losing trade on this one. I think someone typed like full loss. I'm not sure where the full loss comes from when it's just 14 pips below the natural stop, because we give it 25 pips. So might be some misunderstanding on someone's end, either my end or the trader's end, which is completely normal. We are all here to learn. I'm not sure if I happen to mention this as my stop loss. I'm not sure why that would be. Then I need to listen to my own PMA and see what I said. So is this trade like completely dead? I would say no. Like if this, give me another clean, like this looks like a bigger potential swing break rotation. So if that happens, then we definitely go back to work, because I don't care like the first one became a break-even trade or a reduced win for me and a reduced loss for someone else or a full loss for someone else. It doesn't matter, because if you get a new signal like this, then this becomes a new pending order. But in this case, then this becomes the natural stop, not this one in here. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So and those were the losing trades that we had so far this month, and let's see how the month of July ends. If we have more losing trades for the remaining part of the month, then the month of July will be a losing month, the first losing month in for this year and for a long time ago. So, and obviously I will let you know if the month of July ends up as a losing month. Okay, so those are the losing trades that we have so far, and hopefully that will give you also a better understanding that regardless how good your system is, unless you are breaking any rules, which we didn't, you have losing trades and you are risk exposing. Like for Kiwi dollar and Kiwi yen, we have 2 trades with Kiwi in it. Okay, and we also have Euro CAD and CAD yen. So, and those are not risk exposed, because Euro CAD and CAD yen, yes, they are risk exposed because you both have CAD in it. Okay, so we are splitting the risk. The lowest risk we take regardless is 0.25 pips. 0.25%. Okay, that's it traders, hope that you enjoyed this PMA and also the last part of this PMA for our social media. And I wish you all a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Cheers.
Now, it hasn't been all bad this month, and in fact, right now there's a very profitable trade still going that could end up covering all the losses, depending on trade management, etc. But we'll see. Last time I looked, it was up just over 2-1. But, you know, we just wanted to give everyone a dose of the reality of trading. Okay, losses happen, sure, and we never know when they might happen. But we do know that the way that Darko trades and the way that he teaches gives our members a very, very nice edge. And I can say that with 100% confidence because he's been doing this since November of 2017, and he's been profitable every single year. Okay, so we hope this video was helpful. Please let us know if you have any questions. Just shoot me an email. I'll be happy to get back to you. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, everyone. Take care.